Welcome back to the Mongoose how-to video series. In this video, we're going to go over how to create a table, columns, primary key definitions, IDO, properties, template data, and a new form all in a single step using the new data maintenance wizard. This wizard is especially helpful when starting from scratch. We assume that you know how to log in and have appropriate permissions, but if you're just getting started, log in as SA with no password. Enter Design Mode by pressing Ctrl-E or by clicking the toolbar button. Design Mode allows you to create or change forms and global objects used by forms. On the System menu, go to Form, Definition, and select New Data Maintenance. In the first box, specify the name of the new form, SQL table, and IDO you want to create. Below that, you select the IDO project that this IDO is going to belong to. If you don't see any projects in the dropdown, you'll need to create an IDO project first by running the IDO projects form and creating a project. If you need to do that, cancel the wizard and come back to this step. You can specify the form type for the new form, and below that, set the default device type for this form, such as a smartphone or a tablet. Check this box if you want to create the new form in IDO based on an existing SQL table, and you designate that table in the dropdown. If you want to apply the database table schema, press the Get Schema button. This is an advanced option. For more details, see the Mongoose online help. When this box is checked, the form is created as a part of the process. To create only the table and IDO, uncheck this box. There is also a new form wizard you can use later to just create a form. To generate SQL scripts based on the newly created table, check this box. In the first column of the bottom grid, specify the name of the SQL column and the IDO property. In the next column, specify the Mongoose data type for the IDO property. Next is the SQL Server column data type, which will be filled in for you, but you can override it if you need to. For data types that have a length attribute, you must specify the length in the next column. Check the required box if the column should be non-nullable and the property is required. You can optionally select a string name for the property label string ID. You can select an existing string, or you can enter the name for a new string, in which case the system will prompt you to create it at the end of the wizard. There are a few more columns if you scroll to the right. You can optionally check the primary key box to make the column a primary key on the table. On the property class column, you can select an IDO property class from which the IDO property is derived. If the data type is decimal, you must specify the minimum number of digits to display after the decimal point. Finally, in the last column, you can specify a default value for the IDO property. To add a row, press the Add Row button, or to delete the selected row, press Delete Row. If you want to save the current table schema as a new data maintenance wizard template, click the Save Template button. You can also open an existing template with the Open Template button here. Once you're done, click Next. This box, which saves the form definition template, is checked by default. And the space below provides the opportunity to create a script for any UDTs. This is another advanced option. For more information on this, see the Mongoose online help. Clicking Finish builds the table, IDO, and form. I've sped up the footage a bit here, but after a minute or so, you'll get a message box stating that the table and IDO have been created, and another prompt letting you know that if you delete a column or a table, you will lose data. Click OK, and your new form will open along with the IDO's form and SQL Tables form. Let's recap what just happened. First, the table, columns, primary key definitions, IDO, IDO properties, template data, and the new form were created. Then the IDO metadata cache was cleared and refreshed, and everything was saved to the objects database. The new template was saved to the templates database, and the new form was saved to the forms database. Mongoose ran the SQL tables form filtered for the new table, and then ran the IDO's form filtered for the new IDO, and then runs the new form. Finally, the form opened in run mode, and you can immediately enter and save data. Well, we hope you're now more confident when using the new data maintenance wizard to get started with building your app. For more tutorial videos, be sure to visit our Mongoose portal.